It's Angels versus Mariners back in 2014. The Mariners have a 5-4 lead in the 8th inning, but Navarro is going to lead off with this single, and then Green is going to fly out. And with the number 9 hitter, then the top of the order coming up, the Mariners are not going to take any chances, and they're going to bring in their closer, Fernando Rodney. Now, Rodney is a pretty iconic closer at this point, and he's just coming off an appearance in the All-Star game, so he is absolutely at his peak here. He's most well known for wearing his hat like slightly to the side for some reason, and also doing this very cool bow and arrow celebration after every save. It's pretty cool to have a signature move. And right away, he's going to strike out Iannetta here. And then he's going to get leadoff man Cole Calhoun to fly out to deep center field to end the 8th inning. And now look at Rodney. He's loading up and he shoots an arrow directly at the Angels bench. Dude, what are you doing? He explained himself after the game. He said, quote, "That was for the fans because they booed me." And yeah, Rodney definitely isn't loved by Angels fans. Just 3 years ago, Rodney was with the team and he racked up negative .4 WAR. And he had 4 blown saves and 5 losses in a season where they missed the playoffs by just 5 games. And then look at Rodney's career. As we can see, the Angels were a real low point for him. So for him to get back to greatness, he's back in the All-Star game, he's booed by Angels fans, he gets out of the jam. That's got to be a good feeling for sure. But also, it's maybe not the best idea because you got to go back out for the 9th inning, and he's due to face Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and Josh Hamilton. So right away, Rodney cannot find the strike zone versus Trout, and he's going to end up walking him on just 5 pitches. So now Trout's going to first base, and that's probably not the best idea, considering Trout recently led the league with 49 steals in a season. And next up is 34-year-old Albert Pujols, who's going to take this fastball high. Then that changeup falls in for a strike. So it's a pivotal 1-1 count here. What's Rodney going to throw? And that ball is lined out to right field, and that's going to get down. And now look at Trout go. He's rounding third base. He is heading home, and he is going to slide in safely. That's going to tie the game. And look at Pujols on second base. He's doing Rodney's bow and arrow. And now look at Trout. He's also doing it. That is just awesome. And now look at Rodney. He's like, oh boy, I probably should not have done that. Man, look at Trout flying around the bases here. This guy could absolutely move in his prime, and he's going to score from first base on a soft little liner out to right field. That is so cool. And I also just love the quotes after the game from these guys. Here's what Pujols said. He said, "I've known Rodney for 15 years. Every time I see him, I tell him I'm going to do that to him if I get a big hit." So that's obviously a perfect opportunity. And then Trout said, quote, "It was spur of the moment. We're having fun. It was a pretty exciting inning." So that is just so cool. They tie the game, and then the Angels just pour on the pressure from there. Hamilton's going to single. Kendrick's going to get intentionally walked. And then Grant Green, there's a name for you. He's going to hit the walk-off single to give the Angels the win. And this is probably the high point of the Mike Trout Angels. They're going to go on to win the division that year. They make the playoffs. They have a pretty good team, but then they get swept by the Royals. And then after that year, they are just going to slip into mediocrity. Take a look at the Angels' records after this season. You can see just one losing season after another, and they have not been in the playoffs since that year. Mike Trout is now 34 years old, and he hasn't been in a playoff game in over 10 years, which is just such a bummer. But they did have one great season in 2014, and this 9th inning rally might be my favorite highlight from the Trout and Pujols era.